find the name.
Well, that's because you're looking in the wrong places. All right, you cast the game. I'll find Kyzen in the bracket.
Yeah, please. I want to make sure. I want to get the opponent. Right now, he's playing nobody. All right? We need to get this. So thank you, Adam, in chat for sending the link over to Kyzen stream. So it does look like we have good old wow, that Draven really just tricked me out there for a second. We have Draven, Ezreal, as we get the time winder off the top. And here we go. I think we do have the Darkness deck. So Boulevard, we are getting Darkness. I mentioned this earlier. I was very surprised that I haven't really seen this much in competitive play. So seen it a bit on ladder. What I will say, and Boulevard, I don't know if you've come across this, but holy wow, is the mirror match for Darkness just not fun. It's just such a long and miserable mirror match. I never want to go through that ever again in my life. So, but here we go. Draven gonna go ahead and actually get taken down here, and as does the other one. So that's 2 down in one felt swoop there. On the side of Kyzen. So some Trudge are going to come down. I think
it's Soga.
I think Darkness is 100% going to have the advantage in this matchup. It's just going to have way too much lifesteal for the remainder of the game for Kyzen to actually be able to close this out. And it is Soga?
Yeah, it looks like Kyzen registered under the name Kang.
Gotcha. Okay. Boom.
So yeah, I actually kind of like the way that Darkness is positioned, especially because of that 3/2 Acolyte. When you look at some of the decks that we expect to be popular, like Nami Zoe, I'm not sure that you necessarily want to leave that deck unbanned, but if it is a decision that you're going to go for, then you can probably get off a couple of strikes with the Acolyte and ramp up the Darkness damage pretty early on in the game to a point where it could reasonably kill a Nami.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, pass here from Kyzen.
Yeah, Boom Baboon coming down. We have actually gonna get taken rid of Valfies, and this is the issue I have with Kyzen playing Draven Ezreal into this, and there's just way too many pieces of removal, pieces of lifesteal, drain. Like there's all this stuff going on for Soga that it's gonna be so hard for Kyzen to actually overcome right now. It just seems like such an uphill battle. I mean, these Darknesses are going to take care of so much of the field. And not only that, the first, was on turn 3, we already had 2 Dravens go down. We had the one in combat and then the other, the Whirling Death that was used fizzle out. So this is insane right now. I don't know how Kyzen is going to be able to put together a victory here. I imagine, again, we don't have the deck list. I imagine there might be a Farron in here. Maybe Farron gets a job done. I mean, there's no straight up removal typically in Darkness,
you just
like
forget
Vengeance.
Everything you know about Legends, there might be a Farron in here. Raven Ezreal, like if there's no
I
Farron
assume nothing, Boulevard. Okay, we're in a brand new meta.
Yeah.
I literally assume nothing. Okay,
I wouldn't totally be surprised if I see like, oh yeah, I just don't play Captain Farron. I just play 3 Lost Souls in my Draven Ezreal nowadays.
Yeah, 3 Lost Souls.
We're stacking up our Tri-Beam. That's got to be something, right? Here we go. All right, you ready for this? Here, I'm gonna tell you how we win this game from Kyzen's side. All right, so that that's a rough one. The Ixtali is definitely a wrench in the works.
Like I said, more lifesteal Boulevard. It's too. I think it's too much. Personally, I think it's way too much of an uphill battle. You get removal, you get the damage on the Nexus. Like it's just a slow and painful death, I think, for Kyzen here. Tri-Beam, this is great. You know, you do avoid this lifesteal. You're gonna get that's a pretty good high roll. Also, it's nerfed, but it's a high roll. Yeah, it used to be a better one.
You might even have to block with the Ruin Runner here, just because if a Vigar comes down, you're just dead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, is Vigar leveled now?
Vigar is leveled after that last round of Darknesses.
Okay. Yeah, wow. And it looks like that is what Kyzen is going to do. Kyzen agrees. And go ahead and lock in that block, stay at 13. And, I mean, so...
We see the Ruin Runner nerf making plays already coming in.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Couldn't survive. I mean, so Ezreal's a thing, right? That's a way to win the game, but not from 17.
You're gonna sit here and you're really gonna look me, chat, and the entire Legends of Runeterra global community as a whole. You're gonna look us all in the eye with 2 spells in your hand against 17 life.
We got
And
this.
tell me that
We got
Ezreal
this.
can still clutch it
He's
out.
gonna top deck a progress day. Just watch.
This
We're
Ezreal
fine.
is about to die.
We're fine. It's fine. Ezreal makes his own mystic shots. You don't need any other spells. You're fine. We're just gonna. Okay, never mind.
Right,
that was perfect timing.
100% in agreement with you that once that spell comes out, the piercing darkness, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about that.
Oh my
and that's
God.
just going to be a concession there in game number 1 by Kyzen, who now Shen Jarvan once again popping up in Soga's lineup. This deck is already proving to be a lot more popular than I kind of expected it to be. We've seen it. What, this is the 3rd player that we've seen with it already?
Yeah, no, I believe you're right, and I agree. But and that's the thing, though, right? And especially when we're in such a questionable meta where we have bandle trees popping up, we got darkness, we got poppies all over the place. Like there's all these changes are happening within the last week or so, and this is a very high profile tournament, right? So when you have a high profile tournament in a very questionable meta, you go to the tried and true, and the tried and true is generally Demacia. When you look at something like Barrier, not much has changed from Barrier. People know how it works. People know how it goes up against most of the other common matchups in the past. So now you just have to make adjustments for some of the newer decks. So I feel like this is more of a comfort pick for a lot of people, and maybe that's why we're seeing more of this Shen Jarvan Barrier deck.
I feel like it's been a while since Shen Jarvan was the tried and true. Nab, I can understand. The Plunder decks, those, that's absolutely a tried and true that you can fall back on that I think is a reasonable choice for these tournaments. The Shen Jarvan I am curious about, especially to see if it is going to maintain its presence across the other servers. Is this just a Southeast Asia thing? Because the global metas are not combined, right? Generally, the different regions will have their own different metas, especially now with a newer set coming out. I expect to see some differences, maybe minute, maybe major, from region to region. And maybe Shen Jarvan is just a Southeast Asia thing.
I gotta, somebody mentioned this in chat too, and I tend to agree. We've talked about this before. Are people just like hanging on with every last bit of effort they have to Ezreal Draven, like it's still this good deck, and it's just not the deck that it once was?
I think the deck is fine. I do like Caitlyn Draven more than I like Ezreal Draven right now. But I still think that it's a fine Piltover and Zon Noxus deck. Maybe players were thinking that Draven Scion was going to be a little bit too targeted. I mean, in the online league series last week, we saw Pachuki come out with an anti-Draven Scion lineup, day 3 of the set, and win a tournament because of it, which really sets the tone going into the World Championship qualifier. Maybe players just decided, hey, the Draven Scion deck is a little bit too exploitable. I can't reasonably bring this and feel good about it, so I have to fall back on my other tried and true Piltovers on Noxus deck, and it ain't this card aggro.
Nope. I agree too. I do like Caitlyn actually better than Draven Ezreal right now. It's also a lot more fun, obviously, because it's a newer card. But we have good old Draven Ezreal here. We get the Boom Baboon coming out. Potentially a more aggressive start here, but going to get shut down a little bit by good old Laurent. I imagine we're still going to get the attack with the Sump Treasure. We'll see what Soga's got, though. Could get shut down by something like a Sharp Sight, or, yeah, that works too. Good old Barrier on a Bright Steel Protector. But it is going to get pulled with the Flame Choppers here. Decent blocks, though, for Soga, right? Being able to trade Bright Steel with a Sump Treasure, I feel like, is a pretty good deal there.
For sure. And for those of you, I think I saw someone in chat earlier ask why the Ravenous Flock is purple. It's some of the cards are purple instead of red on the SEA server, especially for
was it SEA or Asia? Cards. Was it SEA or Asia specifically?
I know that you and I first saw it when we casted the DOR for SEA.
Oh, was it? Wow, Jesus! Talk about
because remember we saw the purple Swain level up. It was so
that
cool.
was so cool. Yeah, that was.
It was so cool.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen everything in lore until you've seen the purple Swain level up. That's when you know you're an OG, right? You gotta.
Very unlikely that we're gonna see it this weekend.
Probably not. Yeah. I forgot Swain was a champion there for a second until you just reminded me. So. Gonna get some blocks here. River Shaper gonna pull a sweet spell out of the deck for Soga when it strikes. And also gonna save it with the Twin Disciplines that I have now consistently, at least 3 times in a row, not screwed up calling Twin Disciples. So I'm very proud of myself today, Boulevard.
That's great, buddy.
It's the little things, the little victories in life, right, man?
Yeah, the purple color is a censorship thing. I'm actually kind of curious how it's determined here on the world server, since that maybe it's based on the language that you put your client in.
I think somebody told us that before as well, too. Like, red was like blood and violence, and that's why it's purple.
Something along those lines. But I was more curious because, like, the world server, like, obviously the cards are censored on, like, you know, in a Vietnamese client and a Chinese client, but the world server is universal, right?
Calamitous.
So,
thank you for the raid as well. We'll get another raid. The raid train's coming tonight. Thank you very much, everybody in the community, for the support. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Here comes Jarvan. And that's looking to be 10 damage with Rally Mana still available.
Yeah, that's scary. Those Jarvan open attacks.
Gotta discard the Tri-Beam Improbulator.
I'm really surprised we discarded the Tri-Beam Improbulator Boulevard. That is, I feel like in this matchup specifically, because this barrier deck is trying to go for tempo, as so much so right now. I mean, that Tri-Beam, it's going to get rid of a unit and potentially give you a really beefy blocker there. I'm very surprised to see that be the route taken from Kyzen here.
Yeah, Kyzen just kind of loaded up on these discard spells with no payoffs, no ballistic bots, no Dravens, nothing like that, no Boom Baboons. Still stuck up on this Rummage and this Get Excited. Actually not utilizing the Ravenous Flock to kill a unit to save a little bit of life, wants to use it on this Jarvan with the Static Shock. But there's so much life on the side of Soga, so little removal on the side of Kyzen, that I feel like Kyzen's going to fall in the next couple of turns here.
Yeah, this is not looking good. We even got the deny on the Static Shock, which is going to shut down the Ravenous Flock. Wow. All right, we got the Arachnoid, though. We get the follow-up.
We can try again.
Second deny. No, okay. That would have been terrible.
Here comes the Nopify.
Jesus. Wow, you're really... Yeah, oh, God. Okay. Well, okay, same thing, I guess.
Oh, no.
Two more mana.
Do we have to use our last... Oh, we do. We have to use our last two cards to try and take the kill onto this Jarvan. If anything comes out of Soga to stop this, that is just going to be game over. And even if nothing comes out of Soga, Kyzen is totally out of cards. If Soga has additional units for development, what is it?
Oh, my God,
There's a spell getting queued up here. Single combat, concerted strike, anything like that?
Don't do this. Not like this, Soga. Not like this. Is that... Do you ever consider... This is... Oh, God.
Yeah, there's the single combat. That is going to totally run Kyzen out of cards while Soga is still looking to take a 4 damage open attack.
That's rough. That's rough. I thought Soga was just hovering it to mess with Kyzen at first, but there was actually a spell there. That's at least 4 damage incoming. If we have any kind of buff, that's going to be lethal on the open. That is not the top deck you want to see. Jesus, that's scary.
There's no punish. Kyzen
gonna
take the surrender there as well and fall 0-2 to Soga.